to make sure you're on. So, I was doing a video before, and then I got off track, which I often do. I was talking about how I had lost a lot of weight. So, I think it's like 170. Let me see. Actually, it's 210. If I go to my highest amount that I was, and what I am now, well, it may be 230 now, because I think I lost like 20 something pounds recently. I don't check the scale. It's not that I don't care, it's just that I'm happy. So I had a sleeve. I think it was in 2014 or 13, and I had it against the wishes of the surgeon that rebuilt me. Oh, I think it shut down. Did it? No. For some reason the light went off. What does the light going off mean? That it, maybe its batteries are lower or something. Anyway, I had the sleeve. I've been rebuilt because I have birth defects of my digestive system, and the doctor said it wouldn't work, and that the one that rebuilt me said that. So I just did it anyway because I was so tired of always being fat. After he did one of my reconstruction surgeries, I went from a normal size girl, all of a sudden I became a blimp, which I still thought I was beautiful, but I really wasn't. So anyway, we'll put it at close to 200, maybe a little bit more if we go from my highest weight. So I had the surgery and nothing. The surgery was painful. I was miserable because they cut back all my scar tissue from all the other old surgeries. So they did a lot of work in there. So it wasn't just a little snip, snip, wee. They cleaned the whole abdomen of scar tissue. And so I am left with things like this. My stomach's not that bad. My stomach, because of all the surgeries, doesn't have any muscle anymore, so it's just kind of hangy. But it's not like there's not like a bunch of, like some people get skin that hangs down. They have like, oh, they call it an apron. I am blessed not to have an apron. My weight was my thighs, which are still quite large, and there's skin on them. There's probably like 25 pounds, maybe 20 pounds on each thigh if I got the operation, I'm guessing. But with that operation is major pain. You could die from bleeding. You could get MRSA, an infection. It could not heal. Your skin could, not heal for some reason. There's like so many what ifs, and you just lost all this weight, and yeah, you want to be beautiful and you want all that excess skin off, but you see all these shows where people croak having their skin taken off, and I don't want to be one of those people. I don't want to die for vanity. If it was like, if the skin on my arm was actually causing some kind of health problem, I'd be right on it. But I think of it as, it's kind of my punishment, my cross to bear, whatever you want to call it. What's the matter? You want to come up? Up, 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 up. My cross to bear for being fat. So, I don't know. I know that's just a stupid way to think, but I don't think it is worth me taking that risk to get the skin off. Now, when I first started doing my Periscope live broadcasts, I was constantly being picked on, like, show me your arms, lift your arms. Like, wait, lift your arm up, and it really hurt me because instead of people seeing me, they saw my arms. And I think I'm a pretty decent looking woman, and it was every day the same thing. Let me see your arms. Lift up your arms, along with, let me see your boobs, which is a big trend over there and everywhere. There's a bunch of perverts. But anyway, I just can't weigh those factors and say that it is worth, just because I want to be prettier, to go through that major surgery. I just can't do it. I'm too scared I battle with sepsis now from one of my surgeries that they did in my pancreas and my pancreas digested my common bile duct. And so they had to take the stump and plug it into my intestines, and now that is allowing intestinal sludge, aka poopy stuff, to leak into my gut sac. Everybody has leaks. Your liver cleans it up. You never know about it. When you have a big leak and your liver can't keep up with it, you get infections, you get fever, you can get encephalitis. I've had that a few times. Anyway, so having that surgery, I think there's another risk. What if I have a sepsis issue from my intestines while I'm trying to heal from the skin surgery? So there's like so many variables that tell me it's just not worth it. I have my puppies who needs me, who need me. I have my son who needs me. My parents need me. I have another son. He probably needs me too. I don't see him very often. He lives another state. Are you sleepy? Are you my sleepy boy? Yes, you are. So anyway, I just cannot bring myself to go through that kind of hell just to be confident about lifting my arms or looking better. Of course, everything would look better if I would get it off. I notice it all the time. I'll have on a beautiful shirt, I'll look awesome, and then you'll see this hanging out. But if you love me, then you'll overlook that. That's how it should be. You'll overlook my things that aren't perfect, because we all have things that aren't perfect. A lot of those things, maybe your thing that's not perfect is private and nobody knows about it. But for me, people can see mine, and that's just how it is. You see that I have extra skin. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about that because I know that when I put these videos up, I often get comments about it, messages. I get private Twitter blah, blah, blahs. Anyways, so that'll answer your question, if you had a question. I lost a lot of weight. It did not work at first, and which is exactly what my doctor said. But I think around 6 months later, after the surgery, I started to lose weight, and I was so happy. It was, my body had trained itself to live on such little bit of food already that it wasn't a big deal for it to swap over to even less food. And I know fat people, you think all fat people eat. Sometimes you're sick and you don't need to eat much to be fat. My body, because of what's wrong with it, it's very easy to convert everything over into the fat cells.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so that's what my doctor told me, that I wasn't losing weight. He just said that my body was so proficient at using that little bit of food already that it didn't make a big difference to it. So 6 months later, I started to lose weight, and I was thrilled. But personally, I didn't notice it for a year or so. I still saw myself as really, really fat, and I actually still see myself as really, really fat. Every once in a while, I catch a glimpse of myself, and I think, wow, I look thin there.
I could tell you had lost weight. I just didn't know
so
how
different.
Much until I looked and see.
Yeah. All right, I gotta go. We gotta go to physical therapy, but we'll be back later with Cordell's scrub video. Hey, I love TLC. I don't want no scrubs, but I do want this scrub. Hey, I want some scrub. I'll have to make up some words. That's my favorite thing to do, is to take a song and give it some new words, which might drive my son crazy, but I do it anyway. Okay, hopefully this video was going because the light went out because of battery issues. Yes, 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 it's still, yeah, okay. See you later. Bye.